Let's start with Mr. Bobilin on this question. In 2016, more than 127,000 homeless men and women and children slept in the New York City shelter system. This includes over 45,000 children. What's your solution to the problem of homelessness and the addition of homeless shelters in our district?
My solution is that we need more courage from our legislators. We need to get real with our neighbors and say we need to be taking care of the neighbors that live with us and are struggling with affordability and that might be pushed out of their homes. We need to be providing space for them if we are really to be a caring society and a sanctuary city. But I would also say that current figures show you need to make about $26 an hour as a single parent to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in New York. That means that we need a minimum wage that matches that and stays tethered to that, so that if we have increased housing costs, it goes up along with the minimum wage. Because right now, parents and children, single parents and children, are forced to share a bedroom or live in a studio together. You know, I did this when I was a kid. I lived with a single mother who struggled with affordability, and we shared a bedroom at one point in my life. I know what that's like, and she had no privacy, and that's no way to live as an adult. So if we're truly going to provide for our parents and provide for our children, we need to make sure that no one's working 40 hours a week and still risking homelessness.
And Mr. Kalos.
The city has a homeless crisis, pure and simple, and as a person of faith, I've sought the counsel of rabbis and pastors about what we could do about this problem, which is why we worked together to found the Eastside Task Force for Homeless Outreach and Services with our faith-based institutions and nonprofits who provide direct services here in the community for the homeless, and connecting them with resources from my office, other elected officials, and city agencies. We've been able to work together to help some homeless individuals in the community who are publicly intoxicated or spat on passersby to get them the help they really needed, get them shelter and off the streets. If you see someone who's homeless, please call 311 or use the 311 app, and the city will provide them 3 square meals a day, a shelter, job training, and all medical care and treatment and whatever they need to get off the streets.
I apologize, Joyce, but I need to rebut that because I think the council member...
30 seconds for a rebuttal.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have 30 seconds for your rebuttal.
Okay. I think the council member just conflated mental health issues with affordability issues. And people who are struggling with affordability don't necessarily have mental health issues. Those don't go hand in hand. These are hardworking people. These are people who work for the city a lot of times, who live out of their cars. These are people who have struggled, and maybe they do have a substance abuse issue, but 9 times out of 10, they're just hardworking people who can't afford to live in this city because there's no courage coming from our legislators to provide the kind of money they need to afford housing and to fight for truly affordable housing. The idea of affordability that comes from our legislators is just out of hand. They don't know what affordability means. They think people are making 50 grand a year, and they're just simply not.